All weapons were cleared before displaying them, handled in safe and controlled environment. All magazines are 29 rounds max. The MCK is an add-on, not a conversion kit.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today we'll be talking about my gun collection. I've been getting this request quite a bit, so I figured I'd go ahead and make the video. I did one back in 2023. That was my first long video on this channel. A lot of people seem to like it, so let's get into it. I have quite a few different brands, so it should be something for most people to like. Not everything is here at the moment. I got some stuff on the way and some stuff that's just not in the safe right now, but aside from that, almost everything's here. So I do need to get some safe lights. Sorry, you can kind of see some of it, but I will bring it out so you guys can see everything. I think I'm gonna start from pretty much the lowest caliber up to the most powerful one, so let's get right into it. This right here is my Taurus TX22. I got this as a Christmas gift from my girlfriend and her brother. I actually got this last Christmas, so this gun's nice. Just shot it for the first time. It's got actually a real decent trigger for a 22. The take up is a little gritty, spongy, whatever, but the reset is really short. Threaded barrel, all this for under 250 bucks, so honestly I can't really complain much about this. I'm a fan of Taurus. This is the only gun I own by Taurus. My dad's a Taurus revolver, but you know, just a little simple 22. Everyone needs a little 22 just to train with, so can't go wrong with it. All right, so next up we have the Bodyguard 1.0 with the Crimson Trace laser. This gun has served me very well. It is very small. It's a 380. It's snappy. The trigger kind of sucks on it, as you can see here. That long trigger pull all the way up for a reset. But I mean, if you need a small gun and it's something that you just need for real deep concealment, this thing is perfect. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I love how it looks. I just don't like shooting it much. And honestly, past 12 yards, due to how small the gun is and the sight radius and everything, it is really hard to hit shots past 12 yards, like accurate shots. But you know, for a 10-yard handgun, this is no problem. I like it. It's been good to me for what it is. Comes with metal sights, which is great. I do want to get the Bodyguard 2.0 that came out. I'm gonna keep this one. I love this gun. This was actually, I bought this gun on my 21st birthday. It was one of the 3 guns I bought that day. This gun has done me well. All right, so up next we got the Canik MC9. Mete MC9. This thing is with the gold accents, so it's black and gold, as you can see there. Came with the gold base plate on the magazine, and it even has the extension gold as well, which is nice. So this is how it looks. It sits like that. So it is optics ready. It does have nice metal sights on there. It has a white dot sight and then the blacked out rears, which is nice. Of course, it has that Canik trigger. So honestly, I think their triggers are a bit overrated. Their first guns were kind of styled after the Walther P99, so the triggers are good, but has a lot of take up there. But the reset is really short, as you can see. This gun's nice. I got it to kind of replace the role of my Bodyguard 380. There's a 9mm. I'm still trying to debate. I just bought it yesterday. Like I said, it was a birthday gift to myself. I don't know which light I want to put on here yet. I do like that it has front and rear slide serrations and an optics cut, so I don't know what I want to do with this gun yet. Honestly, I just got it, and yeah, I'm not sure. But this thing is really nice for the price point. Got it for under 500 bucks, so I couldn't beat it. So up next we have the Steyr L9A2 MF. So it is the large frame, it is the Gen 2, and it is the modular frame, so you can change out these grips right here and make them thin or thicker if you like. And the thing about this gun that really caught my eye was the fact that it has triangular sights. So take a look at those right there. I'll line them up for the camera. You can see the front sight there is a triangle, and so is the back sight. So it's honestly a really interesting gun. I got this for purely collection purposes. My friend was selling it for a decent price. I got it used for like $4 something, I think it was. It shoots nice. It has a pretty nice trigger on it, as you can see here. Nice crisp break, and the reset is really short. I just hate that the reset is so quiet because you really can't hear when it resets, but it's a nice gun. I don't plan on doing anything to this. I'm going to leave it stock. I just got it purely for collection's sake. This gun has caught my eye a long time ago, and I just like how it looked. It's weird, and yeah, that's why I got it. All right, so up next we got my CZ P10C. All I have on this is a Streamlight TLR7, right, you see right there, and I have night vision optics ready night sights on there. So I had to upgrade them because it does come with night sights out of the box technically, but they're luminescent, so they glow once you light them up with something. Like if you put them on a light, they charge up and they glow. They don't last very long, and they broke on me at the range as well, so I had to change that. But honestly, I mean, I can't really complain because you get a gun that's optics ready, has front and rear slide serrations, sights and everything like that for under 500 bucks. I got this gun for like 440, I think, and you can find them for like high 3s to low 4s. And I personally feel like this gun is better than a Glock. I actually stopped carrying a Glock to start carrying this gun. One, the trigger's way better, as you can see here. Reset is really short on it. Has a decent bit of take up, as you can see, but the crisp trigger once you get to the wall, it kind of does everything a Glock does, but better in my opinion, and at a cheaper price. So I honestly feel like you really can't beat these. This is my current EDC gun. This is one of my favorite guns to shoot as of right now. So up next we got my Sig M17 P320. And these guns actually do have a lot of controversy. I like mine. I have tested it. It's good. However, I did switch it out for something else. I'll show you what I got next to replace this roll, because I honestly just don't want to chance it. If it ever does decide to go off, I don't want to be carrying it because it's either going to be pointed at my nuts or at my leg, and I'm not too thrilled about that. But I do have a TLR1 HL on this gun. It is very pretty, especially with that 21 round mag in there. This gun is very balanced and it looks very nice. I like the gun a lot. I don't like how it shoots per se. I don't like the grip. Obviously you can change the grip modules on these guns because you can just take the fire control unit out. The grip is a bit too smooth for me. I don't like the grip angle. I'm used to more of a Glock style grip angle. This one's a little more up and down, so I'm not a huge fan of it. Also, these sights, as you can see, are very bulky in the back, so they take up like a lot of the sight picture. I'm not a huge fan of that, but they are night sights though, and I like that about it. My other gripe about it really is just that the only optic that you can use that keeps a rear sight on this is like 900 bucks, so it's more than the gun. I'm not a huge fan of it. It looks pretty though, so I'm keeping it. I don't care. And a lot of people say, what if you have a safety? Do you trust the gun? No, because the safety just keeps the trigger bar from moving, but not the actual striker. I've taken it on a boat on a rough day. I put it in a bag on a rough day, and I put a 3A soft body armor thing under it, just in case it went off, it would catch the round. But it didn't go off. It's been good to me. I just don't want the possibility of that happening while I'm carrying. That's the only thing. So very good looking gun. I like the gun. Very top heavy. I'm not a huge fan of shooting it, but it shoots decently. I'm accurate with it. I could have definitely upgraded it or got a better model, but I just wanted something FDE, so I got this. Up next, we got the Walther PDP Pro SD. So this is their 5.1 inch barrel edition. It's got a mag well. It's got their dynamic performance trigger on it. I'll show you how nice that trigger is. Look at the reset. It's a really nice trigger. It's got a threaded barrel. I got a TLR1 HLX on here. I just ordered some night sights for it from Night Vision. That's my only gripe about this gun. I eventually want to put an aimpoint Acro on here, but for now it's just going to sit like this with the night sights and be good to go. This is actually what I got to replace the P320. I like the grip angle a lot more. I like the grip texture a lot more. I like the trigger a lot more. Honestly, I like this gun just a lot more in general. Like the other one's pretty, but this one, I really like how it shoots. I like the recoil impulse better. I like the sights, like everything better on this gun. It's just, yeah, this gun is more natural for me to shoot and point. I really like this thing. I got it last week. This was also my birthday gift to myself. See, the Canik I actually bought by accident. I didn't mean to go in and buy that gun that day. It just kind of fell on me. But this one I intended to fully buy, and I'm really happy with this purchase. This gun is awesome. I shot it already. I love it. Up next, we have my Gen 4 Glock 22, which is 40, so we're finally out of the smaller caliber, starting to get into the bigger stuff. All I have on this is a TLR1 HL. It already came with night sights. This was a police trade-in gun, and as you can see here on the back, let's see if I can get that in the camera. You can see there, so it's just a tip, I promise. That is something stupid I put on there, to be honest with you. I initially got it for my Glock 30, but I carried that, and it's honestly not wise to carry your gun with something like this on it, because if you ever have to use it in self-defense and it ends up in front of a jury, just keep that in mind. Stuff like this, Punisher Skull, is not the best thing to have on your gun. So if I don't carry the gun, if it sits in the safe, I'll leave this on there, but if I'm taking it out to like actually carry it, I put the stock back plate back on the gun. I got this one for still, it was like 320 bucks as a police trade-in, and really could not beat the pricing on it. This also has the best trigger feel I've ever felt on any stock Glock. It has the regular dot trigger connector in there. Everything's stock, but I mean, it breaks like glass, and the reset is like super crisp. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just super broken in. I've taken it apart, tried to figure out. I'm just assuming the guy that had a bunch of rounds through it, because when I got it, it was dirty, had a little bit of rust on it. So I'm assuming it was just really broken. But I love how this gun shoots. Feels great in hand, and the trigger on this for being a Glock is amazing. All right, up next we have my Glock 30 Gen 4. This is a 45 ACP. This was my first handgun that I bought the day I turned 21. I actually bought this from my cousin before we got to the gun store. I really love this gun. It has an Olight Balder Mini on there. I'm not a fan of this light by any means, really, because this one almost blew up in my hand at one point. It got so hot after like a minute and a half of running. It shut off. It got really, I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it for like 10-15 minutes. Like, it was scorching hot. So after that, like, it works now. It's a light laser combo. My girl had one on her Glock 43X, and that one would fly off the gun. I might buy another Olight in the future to give them a try, but I haven't had the best track record with them. But my friends swear by them. I might try it again. But that aside, this gun also does have a 4.5 pound connector. Decent little trigger on it. Glock, what you expect, you know, it's nothing special. Got the large back strap on here with the beaver tail, and this is honestly one of my favorite Glocks. Actually, I think this is my favorite Glock. This was the gun I wanted for a while, and I also paid COVID prices for this thing because COVID. Aside from that, I have my back plate with my last name on there. You guys see the YouTube name? That's Ferg. I might have to polish it again because after sitting in for a while, it gets oxidized. This was my carry gun for a while. Honestly, this was my carry gun for about up until last year. Sometime I started carrying my Glock 22 and then ultimately my CZP 10C, but this is how I would carry it sometimes. I've got the Terran Tactical Plus 4 on the OEM 13 rounder for the Glock 21. And yeah, it's a little big, it is heavy, but I like this package. You know, got a short barrel and you still got capacity for it being 45, and it matches the back plate. The only thing that I did not upgrade on this that I wanted to change, that I should change, are the sights. They still have the stock plastic Glock sights. I don't like them very much, but aside from that, everything else is pretty much how I like it.
Next up, we have the MCK for the Glock 30.
As you can see right here, it's a nice little backpack package. You can put it in, you can fold it in half. Only problem is that this does not close fully with the beaver tail on there. So I was gonna just get a secondary Glock 30 just to have sitting in here full time, and then have this one. I do have a Chris Vector mag for this, so you can have 30 rounds or even the 17 round mag I was showing you. Then it also holds an extra mag up here. You could have set up like this, so I don't mind it. I don't use it much, but it is a nice package to have. All right, so now we are finally on to my most powerful handguns. A lot of people get it confused. Yes, 45 is a bigger round than 10mm, but 10mm is a lot more powerful. So let me show you what I have here. This one is a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 4.6 inch barrel edition. This gun is honestly ergonomically amazing. I had a lot of problems with this gun. I had to change the recoil spring. I have videos and all this stuff too, so if you guys want to check it out, I'll put it up top. But I had to change the recoil spring, and I also had to change the mag springs. I do have a TLR9 on here. Yes, it's long, but this was going to be my woods gun, bear gun. I do live in Florida, and I do go hiking in other states that have bears, so I wanted something that was longer where I can kind of just, if necessary, you know, press into a bear or something and pop off shots if necessary, or any animal that would be attacking me. But the thing is, I couldn't get this thing to run initially because it was popping the magazine out while you were shooting, and it was having a lot of failure to feeds. I got it working now. I just ended up replacing it with something else, and I'll show you guys that in a second. But I mean, this thing is optics ready. It does come from the factory with metal sights, as you can see, and they are raised. I wanted to get a threaded barrel for this. I don't know if I will be now. I thought about it, maybe not, but this thing with a threaded barrel would look really nice. The M&P trigger is decent, you know. Got a nice definitive wall right there. Nice little reset. It's kind of quiet though. Only thing is that it's a little gritty on this 10mm take up. The 9mm versions tend to feel a little better as far as the trigger goes, but they have cheap upgrades. Apex has a little spring kit you can put in there for under 100 bucks. I just haven't done it because I stopped spending money on this gun, to be honest with you. The grip feels amazing. I do love the gun. I just hate some of the problems that they've had with it. And some people have great ones, some people have bad ones. So if you buy one, buy it at your own risk. At this point, it just kind of sits in my safe, and I may take it out and shoot it periodically, but it feels really good in hand though. If you get a chance, pick this gun up and fill it out. This thing feels amazing, especially with the backstrap system. You can put on whatever size backstrap you'd like. I got this gun on Black Friday like a couple years ago, so I'm really not too upset about, you know, getting this gun and what I paid for it. I would have probably got something else had I, you know, not gotten it so early and seen the problems they had. I got this gun kind of close to when it first came out, so at the time, getting 50 bucks off of it, and it being a Smith & Wesson, I expected it to perform a lot better, so it wasn't a bad deal. And it's also kind of hard to find the night sights for this gun. They did put some on the Performance Center model. I'm trying to track some of those down. I may upgrade that, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because, like I said, I'm not really using this thing, hence why it doesn't have an optic right now. Lastly, for the handguns, we have my Glock 40 10mm.
Wait a minute.
Yes, it is a Glock Model 40, but it's 10mm. People always say, oh, you got a Glock 40, like a 40 Glock? No, Glock 40, 10mm, but it's a Glock 40, the long slide Glock. You can see that thing is very long. It has like a 6-inch barrel. I have a X300 Turbo B, and I have a Trijicon RCR on there, and I also have XS night sights on here. Get a nice co-witness on that. This is my now Woods gun that I switched out the other one for. The only thing that is missing as of right now, I just want to add in a backplate on here, some custom backplate, maybe like a bear paw or something like that, because this is my bear gun now. And aside from that, the trigger's not bad, but I do think I want to change to a flat face trigger shoe. I'm not 100% sure yet, and I might get like a +4 or something for the mag. But I don't want to customize it too much, honestly, because this is something I'm going to be counting on for animal defense. So I don't want it to be having hiccups while I'm out in the woods. I like to hike a lot. My girl and I like to go out into the woods, so that's something to keep in mind. The longer barrel definitely gives you some good velocity out of this thing. This is actually Glock's most powerful handgun that you can buy from the manufacturer. I know you can get some aftermarket kits for Glocks, but from Glock, this is the most powerful gun you can buy. So it is a Gen 4, it is an MOS. This gun's gonna run you about 700 bucks. It comes, all the long side Glocks for the most part come with the 4.5 pound minus trigger connector. So I just shot it for the first time this past weekend. I enjoyed it. It was great. I got it as my graduation gift to myself because I just graduated with my bachelor's degree not too long ago, so that was my gift to myself for that. I shot some barrelos through it, shot some regular 10 mil through it, put about 150 rounds through it, just sighting it in and, you know, just getting used to the gun. But Glock 40 10mm right there. All right, so we are officially done with the handguns, but not the pistols. So up next is my Smith & Wesson M&P 15 pistol. This has their, at one point was proprietary, their grip. Just like their pistols, you can take the back strap off. It feels really good. They finally do sell them now for their guns. 7.5-inch pistol, shoot some big old fireballs out of it. This is an Enforce WML Gen 2. I have a Sig Romeo 5 on here, some mag pull backup flip-up sights. I got a Sylvan Arms folder, so you can put it in a backpack. I carry this around in the backpack sometimes. It's a nice little backpack gun. It's loud as hell though. I do want to get something in 300 blackout to replace that as a backpack gun, or a 7.62, but something along those lines where I can still put a sight and be able to shoot it folded. I hate that I can't shoot this folded. That's my one gripe about it. I also have a Magpul MS1 single point sling on here. I can convert this to a double point sling right here, but I only have this thing back here. I try to keep it real minimalist just because it's a small little pistol, but I can still easily shoot this out to 50 to 100 yards. I have it sighted in at 50. So gun is a nice little package. I love it. This was another gun I bought on my 21st birthday. I also have a curved foregrip up here, but yeah, this is the gun. It's done me well. I love it. A lot of people don't like the smaller 7.5-inch pistols, the smaller AR pistols, but I love this thing. Honestly, I think out of the three options between this, the Ruger, and Springfield, this was my favorite option out of the three. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, what makes this a pistol is it's under 16 inches and it has a pistol brace. So theoretically, in most states, you know, if you have a concealed carry license, as long as the state doesn't outlaw it, you could theoretically carry this in your pants, which some idiots do, but I really don't recommend that. But you can carry this as if you would carry a pistol. It is regulated as a pistol. So any AR under 16 inches that has a pistol brace is considered a pistol. Now, you can take a pistol and convert it into a rifle, but you can't take a rifle and convert it into a pistol. So if you have a gun that's already 16 inches and you want to put a shorter barrel and a pistol brace on there, you can't, because that's making it a short barrel rifle. And I know the rules are stupid, but that's what they are. So by doing some of those things, you could become a felon. So just be smart about it when you do these things. You obviously can't put a vertical grip or a stock on a pistol, which is why this has, you know, just a curved grip up front and a brace on the back. But just some information for you guys out there that didn't know. Up next, we have my Sig M400 Tread. I actually just did a full-blown review on this gun. I'll link those up top. What I have on here is a Romeo MSR and Juliet. So 3x magnifier, Romeo MSR red dot. I have a Streamlight TLR RM2. I have a Sig vertical grip and barricade stop kit, and I have a Magpul front and rear backup flip-up sights. You can flip this out the way, flip that up. This has a Magpul SOK stock Sig grip. This also has a Magpul MS4 sling. So this is my go-to rifle. I love this thing. This shoots really nicely. I just took a class with it not too long ago. Can't go wrong with this. I do need to build a backup AR. Not sure which brand I'm gonna go with yet, but this is my primary go-to rifle. I love this thing. So this right here is my PSA Palmetto State Armory GF3 AK-47. It is an AKM. I know people are like, oh, it's not an AK-47, it's an AKM, but that's how they label it. It's really nice for the price point. I got it for like $5.99 or something like that. You can see them. This is a blemished edition. The only blim that it had was right here where the bead interfaces. So this is a really good beginner AK. It does does have a forged trunnion, and it is made better than a lot of the other American AKs. It's nothing like crazy, nothing, you know, super great, but I do want to get another AK eventually, probably as a Stava, looking at their M70 Z-Pap. But I mean, for the time being, this is a nice AK to start with. I just wanted to see if I liked the platform, so I bought something a little on the cheaper side, but I know it's still quality. I looked at a lot of reviews. I put probably like 500 rounds through this so far with only one singular hiccup. I got a cheap little sling on here right now. Again, this is a budget AK, so it wasn't anything I wanted to go super crazy on, but it does have a mount for an optic mount, so I'm gonna put that here. Probably put like a little budget optic on here as well, just to try it out. I do want to get some more AKs. I just haven't been super into the AK stuff, but they are fun to shoot, and I just wanted to try one out. And I also have a banana mag to go with it, because I feel like that just, you know, it's an AK. And I even bought a patch from 511 banana. All right, so we are on our last 3 guns now that I have here at the moment. That's it for the intermediate cartridges. Let's get into some of the bigger stuff. So up next, we have my Mossberg 590 Flex Tactical Persuader. So this has where you can take off this back piece right here, and then you can switch it to just this part here. So it's just a pistol grip without any of this on there, so no stock. It's cool, but it's a pain to shoot if you're holding it upward. It's better to just kind of hip fire it. It's a lot less practical without the stock on there, but I do think it's cool to be able to have a shotgun that can kind of do both. I honestly haven't done much of this thing. I've had it for now, I think like 2 years. It holds 8+1, which is awesome, of 2 3/4 inch shells. You can also run 3 inch shells in this thing. I have a lot I want to do to this. It's just, after I got my other guns, this shotgun isn't super practical for me to just use in most cases, so I just kind of have it. But it's a very versatile gun, and this is great for home defense, and it works out the box. I mean, you have a little bead sight on there, and that's it. I do want to put a light on it. I'm going to change the foregrip so I can, you know, put a light on it, but I have not done much to the shotgun since I got it. As a matter of fact, I think if you go look at the original gun collection video I did back in 2023, the shotgun has not changed one bit, because it came with all of this stuff that it has on it right now. It's a nice shotgun, quality shotgun. I do want to do stuff to it. It is a blank slate. I just haven't. All right, so after all of that, we are now on to our last caliber, last 2 guns in the same caliber. So for starters, this is my Smith & Wesson M&P 10 Sport. So I free floated this myself. I got a low profile gas block, free floated it because obviously, you know, these are like A2 specs. So they come with the A2 stock, the A2 grip that has a little thing in the middle I hate. And then it comes with the plastic handguard. I couldn't beat this gun. I think these, when they first came out, MSRP was like 1,100, a little over 1,000, if not 1,100. So I was at the gun store one day and my girl was like, you know, you don't need another gun, but she loves a good deal and so do I. So this gun was on consignment and the guy had it up for, I think like $1,000. And I was like, you know, can I put in an offer, whatever? He's like, yeah, you can put an offer. So I told him 800. He calls the guy. Guy's like, yep. He just wanted it gone. Never shot it. It was brand new. So I got it for 800 with a $60 rifle bag and 60 rounds of Winchester soft points. So I really got this thing for a steal, so I couldn't deny it. 308, you know, you can go hunting with this. You can use it for defensive purposes. It's great. I do need to change the stock because this thing, when we were shooting this thing was digging in my shoulder pretty bad because it has like no padding. It's not too bad. It looks okay, but it doesn't feel that great to shoot. So as far as modifications go on this, it's got a GunTech 15-inch handguard, got a GunTech low profile gas block, a Magpul MOE pistol grip. As you can see here, it's got an Arkin SH4 Gen 2 scope 4-16 on it. It's also got an Arkin scope mount, and I actually shot this thing for the first time this past weekend. Both of my 308s, actually no, I shot this for the second time this past weekend. Finally got it sighted in. 308's expensive, which is kind of the pain. As I see having all these different calibers, it's hard sometimes to shoot all of them, so I kind of just have like 2 or 3 I kind of stick to because this stuff does get expensive, and especially when you talk about stuff like 308. 308 is definitely probably my most expensive caliber to shoot, between that and 10mm. I don't get to shoot it a whole lot often. I've had this gun now for about like 2 years, I think, almost, if not more, and I haven't shot it yet, just up until twice this year within this month. So it's May. Shot it once last weekend and like once like 3 months ago. So I do want to add a vertical grip on here and probably a bipod, and then I do want to put on like a Magpul buttstock. But aside from that, oh, and some ambi charging handles. I need to do that to all my rifles. All my ARs need ambi charging handles. I have not bought that yet, but aside from that, you know, it's not a whole lot more I want to do to this gun. Maybe a muzzle brake, I'm not sure, but the A2 works pretty well for what it is. Okay, and last but certainly not least is my Aero Precision M5 and AR-10, basically 308. Oh, I didn't even buy this gun. I got it like this. I traded it for a car, ironically. So my grandma had passed away. I inherited the car, but was working the car, and it ultimately was just, it had like a severe problem that I did not want to deal with. So my boy was like, hey, look, bro, I was transparent. I was like, it has this problem. He's like, I don't care, bro. My cousin just needs a car. He just came over from another country. He's riding a bike to work. I think it was 11 miles each way or whatever. So he's like, he doesn't care about the problem. Just give me the car. I was like, okay. So we traded. I got the gun for the car. Honestly speaking, with the problem it had and the year of the car and everything like that, it was probably about the same, if not worth a little bit less with the problem than the rifle. So it worked out. What I have on here is a Magpul bipod here. There's a Magpul vertical grip. This is a Bushnell scope. This one is a 4.5-18 on an Aero precision mount. And aside from that, got a Magpul STR stock. It's also got a Magpul MOE pistol grip here, and it's got arrows. I think this is a 13-inch handguard, if I'm not mistaken. It's a really nice setup. Just sighted this in as well. This past weekend was my first time shooting it after having it for like a year and a half or so. Like I said, I haven't really bought that much 308 or 7.62 by 51 ammo for this thing because it shoots both like my other 308. But yeah, this is what the gun looks like here. You guys can see it's a nice, nice gun. It's got a little budget optic on there. I might upgrade it. And all I have on here is a Magpul Rifleman sling. This sling is not nearly big enough for this gun, but it's better than not having a sling on there at all. So I just put it on. I took it off of my AR that I had on there before. Honestly, can't complain too much. It's a nice gun. It was a lot better than the heck I was gonna have to deal with that car anyway, so probably better I got rid of it, right? But if you guys made it this far, thanks for watching. Let me know if you would like to see me do any videos with any of these guns or any type of content. I did want to get a chronograph so I can kind of compare some of the stuff. I've got the 16-inch 5.56, and I've got the 7.5-inch, and my boy has like a 10.5 and 11.5-inch AR pistol. So I was gonna compare some different loadings with that. Out of a chronograph, maybe even with the 10mm. I've got like a bunch of different ammo for that as well. I do have content with some of these guns, and I will be adding more to the channel in the future. So like I said, drop in the comments, let me know what you guys think about the collection so far. I am missing some wheel guns. I definitely need some wheel guns. I definitely need some hammer fire guns. I definitely need some old school guns. I want to get some World War I, World War II's type guns. I do want to broaden the collection, but as of right now, I feel like my collection is not too bad. It's decent, but there are people out there with way better collections than what I have. So let me know what you guys think. Drop a rating on my collection, and if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.